In every nation, men are on average taller and heavier than women. This probably reflects an evolutionary history of physical male-male competition for status and resource control. This is why men assess the formidability of potential opponents using physical cues such as upper body strength, and why women find taller, relatively large and muscular men particularly attractive. Larger size and bigger muscles comes with higher developmental and maintenance costs. Full development of these traits is particularly dependent upon long-term physical and physiological health, making their expression dependent on body condition. Therefore, men's height should be especially sensitive to disruption by infectious disease and nutritional shortfalls during development. In contrast, women's smaller stature and smaller metabolically demanding organs make them less susceptible to environmental fluctuations in available nutrients and calories. Consequently, we hypothesized that women's physical size is less compromised by early environmental stressors than is men's size, with the men of a population being disproportionately smaller when the childhood environment was poorer, resulting in less sexual size dimorphism. Moreover, in stress-free environments, people are relatively uncompromised in their growth, while in stressful environments for men in particular, some individuals are compromised more than others. And thus we also hypothesize that variation in size between individuals is greater in more stressful scenarios, and that this effect is larger in men than in women. We tested these hypotheses in the main using a multinational survey of sex differences in height and weight conducted by the World Health Organization, combined with a measure of national level of human well-being, the Human Development Index, HDI. Individuals living in countries with low HDI scores are more likely to suffer from infectious diseases, chronic poor nutrition, and larger overall disease burden than are individuals living in countries with high HDI scores. Our cross-national analyses suggest that as the social and ecological conditions of nations improve, people's height and weight increase, but more than twice as much in men as in women, resulting in greater sexual size dimorphism. And in an additional analysis we conducted for the United Kingdom, we found that men's height gains were nearly 3 times larger than women's over the first half of the 20th century. As we predicted, in our cross-country analyses, inter-individual variation in height was lower in countries with better living conditions, but lacking was our hypothesized difference in this relationship between men and women. The within-country, the United Kingdom pattern, however, yielded this hypothesized sex difference, with larger decreases in variation between men than between women as living conditions improved. Variability in weight was actually greater in nations with higher HDIs, and this might be explained by richer countries having access to more energy-dense processed foods, enabling considerable weight gain by selected individuals. Based on our main finding of sexual size dimorphism being greater in more favorable environments, it is clear that the developmental and maintenance of gross morphology is more sensitive to living conditions in men than in women, at least in terms of height and weight. Similarly to, for example, the horns of the ibex, men's height and weight track developmental conditions in ways consistent with a sexually selected condition-dependent trait. Further analyses of the data and explanations of our findings can be found in our paper published at Biology Letters. You can download the paper at the journal's website or ask for a copy by contacting the corresponding author, David Giofrè.